an official review of The Night Circus, which I've mentioned to you guys many, many times that you should read because it is one of my favorite books of all time. And Eat, Sleep, Sing 333 asked me if I could do a review, and I was like, I think I've already done one. And then I realized I've never done an official review. It's one of my favorite books. I want to tell you what I love so much about The Night Circus, but I don't want any spoilers because I want you to be able to watch this whole video and then just get real excited to go read this book and then go read this book. And of course, Pizza John does not believe in spoilers. They say you should never judge a book by its cover, but that is such a ridiculous statement because of course you are judging a book by its cover. And the cover of The Night Circus is literally why I first wanted to get this book. It's so pretty and black and white and I love the illustration. But its glory does not end there. It is so well written and so beautiful. Erin Morgenstern is the author, and I don't know how to describe how well she describes things, but you feel like you're there. When they're talking about the circus, you feel like you can smell the caramel apples, and I feel like you can hear the crowd around you, and it's just so real. You're so in it. As far as the genre of the book, I mean, it's fantasy, but I would really describe it as magical realism. Everything is super realistic. There just are some people who happen to be able to do magic, but it's not, they don't even always refer to it as magic. It's more of a skill that certain types of people could develop. So it's very realistic. If you're not normally a fantasy reader, I think you would still really be able to get into this one a whole lot because it's not so fantasy. It's got so much of the realism that it balances out really well. I want to tell you a little bit about the basic setup and how the book works, but again, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. All of this is at the very beginning. You start to figure this stuff out, and no spoilers. There's lots of types of chapters, and they're all connected by the circus. So there's the storyline with Celia and Marco, who are the two main people. They are being pitted against each other in this challenge. You don't know a lot about it. They don't know a lot about it either. And it's basically like these two men are raising them from childhood to be pitted against each other in this challenge. You also get to see perspective from characters who are not involved in the circus and not internal to the circus, such as Bailey, who is a kid who is really interested in the circus, has been there, and has this fascination with it. You meet Thiessen, who designs one little part for the circus, but then eventually gets more involved with visiting and kind of a community that builds up around it, and a couple other little side characters who become intertwined even though they're outside the circus. Then there are Puppet and Widget, who are they're a set of twins that are actually born in the circus, and they kind of grow up in it. And the circus itself is kind of a character. You can tell there's something kind of going on with it that is unusual, not to give anything away, but it's intertwined so much within the challenge, within the people that come there, within all of these different pieces of the Night Circus that it all builds together, and it's so fascinating the way things connect up as you read through these chapters and get, further through the time span that the book takes place in. The Night Circus is so good, and I know a lot of you guys have read it. I just finished rereading it. That would be my third time that I've read it. It's so good. It gets so much better even on the reread. And if you have read it and you want to discuss, because I'm fresh off of reading it, just maybe write spoiler real big at the beginning of your comment so people won't read it if they haven't read The Night Circus yet. And let me know if you're interested in reading it now that I have had this review, because I really think you should. It is my top 5 books of all time. But Jilly and other love reviews as well, I will talk to you later. Bye. I thought just in case it might be something you'd like to see, I did try to draw Celia a few times, different little interpretations of her, because she is such a cool character. I love Celia.